Good morning, traders. I am Stephen Davis, Senior Market Strategist, RJO Futures. It's Friday morning here, February 14th, here to talk to you about the grain markets. Okay, it seems like the world's changed here a little bit in the last 10 days with this coronavirus. So certainly there's some demand destruction on these charts that I'm going to show you. And we'll just see if this virus gets away from the front pages of the financial papers in the next 2, 3, 4 weeks, and there's going to be some nice rallies coming back in all of these markets. The first chart of corn here, you can see a sideways market in corn. It's interesting, the USDA on the crop report the other day, the feed use for corn they left unchanged, and all of the meat numbers are higher. Beef, poultry, pork, egg placements are 4% higher, and yet USDA said feed use for corn unchanged. So how can we have all these meats here in our country and the demand for corn and feed usage unchanged? So a little bit puzzling how the USDA does things these days. Exports are the key on corn. We've had like 4 weeks, solid weeks of exports. We need that to continue. I'm going to talk about that on a daily basis. Okay, the soybean market. Here's a chart on soybeans. They just get too cheap sometimes. Yesterday's high was $9. We seem to want to get above there, so we'll keep talking about that. There's a record short position in soybean meal. I'd be careful being short meal in here. And again, this domestic feed situation seems to point to strong usage for corn and strong usage for soybean meal. So, the Chinese and this coronavirus, I get up in my beautiful suburban home early, western suburban home, and my commute. My radio program I heard the other day, a head of cabbage in China costs $9. So, gee, if I was the Chinese people, I wouldn't leave my house to buy a $9 head of cabbage. So there is a food shortage in China. They need our grains, and we get incorrect information from the Chinese here. So we'll just see, we're past February 15th, and the Chinese are supposed to start buying U.S. agricultural products. That would be positive here. Okay, the wheat market, the next chart, you can see now we're kind of chopping around in here. And of all the grains now, the hardest to make a bull case is the wheat market. We had that crop report the other day. You had world ending stocks on wheat tightening, and yet the wheat market did not rally. So when markets don't go up on good news, positive news, they're not bullish markets. So a little bit hard to make a bullish case for wheat right in here. Okay, Monday we're closed for President's Day, so I want you to be prepared for that. And then we'll reopen next week. And again, we need to see this coronavirus subside, and you'll see some of these markets, high-grade copper wire, crude oil, gasoline, come rallying back, and perhaps some of these grain markets will be candidates for that too. And we'll keep showing you the chart patterns on the grain, see if we spot anything there. Let's all have an excellent weekend.